The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of angry Snyder fans in the comments section. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Army of the Dead.
We get to piss off Snyder fans?
Yes, we do.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, this is so much fun. Can't wait for the downvotes. Hey, guys, what's up? Thank you for listening to the Salty Nerd Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Zack Snyder movie on Netflix, Army of the Dead, that takes place in our local city, Las Vegas. And I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds, starting with Matt Vader. What's up, dude?
I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Zombies.
Zombie movies.
Are they zombies?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
The undead.
I think.
I'm also joined by Jude.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm so happy you're back.
Me too. And producer of the show, Matthew Kadish.
Yes, I did my best to try to fill your shoes, but I don't think I quite lived up to the expectations of most of our fans.
I'm surprised that I'm always happy to hear that I'm
I told you not to stroke his ego before we turn the cameras on, man.
I'm just happy to be here, guys. All right,
Don't
so
stroke the talent.
yeah.
I just want to say I'm happy to be back as well because this last month, I think I've been to one. We've done one show, one full show, and
Yeah, April and May have been pretty crazy.
It's been
for
a
us.
rough 6 weeks. It's
Well,
nice to be back with.
Nice to
my
be back in the
friends.
swing of things. Thanks, guys. Thanks for our listeners. Subscribe, help us out. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers.
And also give our videos likes. Even if you don't want to subscribe to us, just hitting that like button helps us get out there in the YouTube algorithm. So, it costs you nothing. Takes 2 seconds. Just give us a like.
Please.
All right, let's have some fun talking about a zombie movie. Before we do, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, we're going to talk about this movie now. Jude, take it away. What is Army of the Dead all about?
All right, 2021 Army of the Dead, rated R with a runtime of 2 hours, 28 minutes. So I knew this had a budget, but I don't have any.
So for this movie, what I was thinking is because it's predominantly been marketed as a Netflix movie. I know that they reported that they had over 75 million streams of this movie over the opening weekend that it came out. So I feel like that's kind of a gauge of like its popularity, because right now it's kind of hard to judge a box office with pandemic just coming to a close and theaters are just now starting to get regoing. Yeah, what's up?
So
you're raising your hand.
Can I talk now? I was thinking about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
This was free with Netflix.
Yeah,
If this was $20
on Amazon Prime,
like with HBO Max or whatever, I wouldn't have spent the money.
I much rather would have went to the theater.
I would have gone to the theater,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't have watched it on streaming for $20.
So do you want to guess what the budget was?
I think it was 9 million, right?
No, 90.
Oh,
90 million. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
They don't make Muppet movies for $9 million anymore.
I don't know what I was
Stole my
thinking.
thunder.
$90 million. Okay.
All right, so everybody knows what this movie is about. It's
Yeah.
in Las Vegas, it's zombies, and it's a heist. So instead of giving you a synopsis, I'd like to take you through my thoughts
Oh,
as I was watching this movie.
Jude's notes. We need a little jingle.
Starting with,
Jude's notes.
is the apocalypse really held back by one door with a slab of wood over it and not Katie Sackhoff is the only person who knows about it? Playing limbo under the hibernating zombie arms, LOL. Why is this bitch so far behind everyone? Aren't we using Cub Scout rules? I know it's Vegas in July, but why aren't their arms and skin and shit covered with something kind of bite-proof? Shouldn't we have silencers? Is Zombie Queen zombie preggers?
Mm-hmm.
How did people get past these non-lethal measures before the apocalypse? Why does seeing Vegas apocalypse give me butterflies? Is there a zombie in that safe? There's a zombie in that safe. I know it.
There wasn't, though, was there?
No, there wasn't.
That was awesome.
These are just my thoughts as I
Okay.
was watching. Oh my God, zombie horse. Cool.
No zombie tiger? That was a
Wait
freaking...
for it.
That happened like...
No. You shut your damn mouth.
This is a crazy podcast. We're throwing it out the window.
Yep, zombie queen with zombie preggers. Is that thing undead? Like, y'all are gonna get blown up in 20. Is this the time for a talk about feelings? Listen, if Kate wants to die looking for Gita, that's her business. She's grown. Oh, here's my favorite one. Oh, wow, what a convoluted plot. He just wanted that head? Oh man, if a zombie tiger bites you, do you turn into a regular zombie or a werewolf zombie?
Okay, all right.
No, come on, man.
How much more do you got?
A lot.
Oh my God,
You
Jude.
can cut it if you want to, but I'm gonna get my thoughts out there.
Okay. We're supposed to have conversations about your thoughts.
Fine, you can just fuck it. You ruined it.
Okay.
Super soldier or zombie?
I do want to know why Dave Bautista's head, like the top of his head, is squiggly like a brain.
That happens.
Did you notice that?
I did, yeah.
Is everybody's head like that?
No.
Because Kadish's head does not look like that.
No, some people have that head and some people don't.
I saw it and I was like, oh, it looks like a brain.
It does kind
Zombies look brains.
That's super weird,
I
Jude.
don't know.
All right.
Listen.
I don't know where to start now. I'm kind of off my kilter.
I really liked this movie.
You did good.
I did.
Okay, great. Awesome.
It didn't make sense.
Why not?
Because, like, why don't you have the combination to your own safe? And how did people get in that safe before the apocalypse?
That wasn't his safe. That was the casino's safe.
He owned the casino.
No, he didn't. He just kept his money in there.
People do that a lot.
All right.
Yeah. And even if it, like, let's just say he did own the casino, some major CEO is not going to, may or may not know the actual combination to the safe. That would be left up to like the head of security guys, and he's not going to be in there being like, oh, I need to go into my safe every day. It just doesn't. I mean, it
I don't know.
you can get away with it, but I'm glad that Kadish pointed out this wasn't actually his casino.
Okay, fine.
He just had
I'll allow
money
it.
in there.
I'll allow it.
Is there anything else? Because I feel like a lot of people were like, this movie doesn't make any sense, and I was watching it. I'm like,
It doesn't make any sense.
why?
at
Why?
all.
I will fight you. Let's fight right now. Go ahead,
All right,
Kadish.
All right, yeah. All right, what was...
I thought it was a hoot. I loved the zombie tiger. I love the zombie horse.
I had a ton of fun with this movie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I did too.
fun.
I had a blast. It was very
this movie
entertaining.
was awful.
Oh, okay.
Not entertaining in the slightest.
Go ahead. What's your best
Is
shot?
it a ripoff of 100 other movies? Yes.
It's a zombie
Is it still
movie.
really fun? I love zombie movies. Give me more.
I can't wait to talk about the rip-off aspect of this because I didn't.
You remember Pride and Prejudice and Zombies? I fucking love that movie.
Remember Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer?
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Give me more.
All right,
Zack
Kadish.
Snyder, you done it again.
Take your best shot, bud. I'm gonna defend this movie. Go ahead.
All right, so first of all, it didn't need to be 2.5 hours long.
Oh God. no.
Yeah, it was really long.
Yeah, it was really long.
And it just goes to show that Zack Snyder doesn't know how to make an efficient story, because his movies just have so much bloat in them. And even when it's like bloat that I don't mind, like with the Justice League Snyder cut, like I didn't mind it being 4 hours, but it didn't need to be 4 hours. In fact, we had a big argument about whether or not you could
I
actually
could edit it down.
edit it down to like a good 2-hour movie. And with this film, like it didn't need to be 2.5 hours.
No.
like
I think it could
I
have.
agree.
I think it could have been
In fact,
probably
that was-
hour 45, maybe.
That was the first thing I saw because I turned it on and I pushed pause to go get a drink or something,
Mhm.
and it said 2 hours and 28 minutes, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is a zombie movie.
Yeah.
2 hours and 28 minutes? Come on, Zack Snyder." That's
I
valid.
love the whole beginning where like it's not really going yet. It's still like the credits are rolling
Mhm.
and you see like shit is bad and
Yeah.
how it's like going bad and they're just like killing people.
I was genuinely worried for a little while that the opening credits, like that you're talking about with like how Vegas turned into a zombie apocalypse, was
Mhm.
going to be more entertaining than the actual movie.
oh.
Because I was like, that's kind of what I wanted to see
I
going
wanted
into
more
this.
of that.
Yeah, I wanted to see
That
Vegas.
was great.
Well, it's a typical Zack Snyder opening where he has these like slow motion montages that
Mhm.
kind of give you the backstory to the movie that you're about to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done this multiple times.
He did it with Dawn of the Dead.
He loves using Richard Cheese.
Yeah. I mean, he's done it
Music.
in pretty much every one of his movies. So, like, if you look at Sucker Punch, if you look at
Mhm.
Watchmen, if you look at the Justice League movie, like they always have these like kind of slow motion vignettes at the beginning that tell like its own kind of like encapsulated story
Mhm.
about like what is going on in the world
Instead of a
the
Star
movie.
Wars scroll.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of appreciate that actually.
I like
kinda,
it.
It kind of gives us a little bit of a setup. You know, we got Batista's whole backstory in
Mhm.
the first 3 minutes of this thing once they started doing the Richard Cheese music.
Well, the weird thing about this one is that you have a character, this woman
Mhm.
who's looking for her daughter, finds her daughter, and then her and her daughter both die.
Yep.
in the opening credits.
In the opening credits. So like, you don't know who she is. You don't really care about what she's doing. She's like her own kind of like independent character outside of this story that we're about to watch. And she's on screen for like all of like 2 minutes during this opening. And you're just wondering like, why am I supposed to care about any of this?
Oh, I cared. Like, that was the weird thing is like, even though we only got a small little piece of her character, I think it kind of allowed us to put ourselves in Batista's and his crew, right? Because she was a member of his crew. So it kind of gives us an idea of where they're at, what they went through to get out of Vegas and to protect the people that were in and try to, you know, help people escape and stuff. It kind of just opens up the door for like understanding where they're coming from. And I didn't mind it. I actually thought it was kind of interesting that they were able to fit that much of an arc in the opening credits of the movie.
But to me, I feel like the story that was told in that vignette should have been the movie. Like this whole heist thing and the stupidity
I didn't need the heist at all.
Yeah, like the movie really should have been about this army going into Vegas during a zombie invasion, trying to rescue the people. Like that should have been what the movie was. Yeah. But instead we get like 2 minutes of like, okay, here are the main characters. Here's what happened. And now we're getting into the really stupid stuff.
And I wanted more of the, like, there's a zombie that's pregnant. Like, they showed that, and they showed the baby after they kill the zombie lady. And they didn't say anything else. Like, I know it probably is, they'll address it in the sequel, but like, I want more of that. I wanted more Vegas zombies.
Okay.
So
what else you got, Kadish?
First of all, Zack Snyder should not be allowed to write anything that he does. Every time he's written a movie that he's directed, it's turned out a complete mess. Sucker Punch was almost intelligible.
We need to make sure we cut that part out.
Let's just make a GIF of Kadish. He should not be allowed to write movies.
He really
Sucker Punch was like a dessert. It was just all sugary nonsense with a little bit of a weird story in the back.
The type of dessert that gives you diabetes and sends you to an early grade. So the basic plot, and I use that term loosely for this movie, is that Hiroyuki Sanada, who's one of my favorite actors, he's this Asian businessman. His name's Bly Tanaka. And he goes and he recruits Dave Bautista, who was part of the Special Forces team that went in and rescued people from Las Vegas, to put together a crew, because he says that there's like $200 million in a safe in Las Vegas that he's already gotten the insurance money for. So he's already made this $200 million. And the government is set to nuke Las Vegas to kill all the zombies in like a couple of weeks. And basically, Tanaka wants to get that money so he can like double dip.
The thing that I was thinking is that there's millions of dollars in every single one of those casinos.
Yeah,
that has a vault in it.
So so
millions and millions.
Tanaka recruits Bautista to go and get like his old crew together, and the purpose of sending them into Vegas is basically so they can get this $200 million, of which Tanaka will give them $50 million to do whatever they want with. So he keeps $150 million of his money. So that's the basic premise of the movie, is that Bautista's leading a ragtag crew into the zombie apocalypse in order to pull off a heist. But we learn throughout the movie that the heist is just a red herring, and that his man, played by Garrett Dillahunt, who's a great actor, I think in this movie, his name's Martin. Martin goes along with Bautista's crew because what they're really doing is they're trying to get the head of one of the super zombies, who are actually like cognizant, much like they're
smart.
The king zombie, because the military wants to study them to create a biological weapon.
Well, now, I was under the impression that the king zombie was already a failed, or was super soldier that they were kind of like taken to super soldier zombie prison on their way to.
So they got out. They were taking him. They were transporting him from Area 51.
Right.
And so the implied thing there is that they were using some type of alien technology that turned him into a zombie. And he has some type of like cognitive awareness. He's not a shambler zombie. He's a smart zombie. And so the military wants one of these smart zombies that they can study and turn into a biological weapon before Vegas is nuked. And so in order to avoid any oversight, they go to Tanaka and have him try to, reclaim one of these zombies beforehand. So Martin reveals that the mission all along was to get a zombie head from one of these smart zombies and deliver it to Tanaka because it's worth potentially billions of dollars as opposed to the 150 million that Tanaka was going to get from that safe. So the question at that point, once that's revealed, becomes, if that head is so important to get out of the zombie quarantine zone, why did Tanaka not just hire mercenaries to go in and do that?
Exactly.
Why did they have to go and pull off a heist?
Like, why did you have to trick your team and hire all of these people that don't matter? Why did you need a safecracker?
Because so
you could have just walked into the no man's land zone,
hire a bunch more people like Dave Bautista,
captured one of the zombies, pulled them out of there. Like, they didn't have to go as far into zombie territory. They didn't need to bring any specialized
They could have
equipment.
stopped 10 feet from the door.
That was the biggest thing that I did kind of tilt my head at, why is this happening, is when they did actually get to the zombie queen and they captured her, they were right where they walked in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, why didn't you just turn around and leave, bro?
that head coming off took a long time.
Oh, it was nice.
I was like,
the saw.
Get through it.
But I mean, Martin, as soon as he got the head, all he needed to do was have the coyote woman bring him back to the exit and leave. And
it was right there.
Yeah, and let them, do their freaking heist thing if they wanted to. But the minute he revealed that the real mission was to get that zombie head, it completely negated the whole point of the movie.
Yes, it did.
Which is why Zack Snyder's a terrible writer, because he doesn't think these things through.
I think the reason why they had to get Bautista's team was because of the experience that they had already being in that zone and fighting the zombies. They were the only ones who had the experience.
They didn't fight any zombies leading up to them getting meeting the zombie queen for the first time.
Yeah, they kind of snuck through.
The coyote was the one who kind of knew the ground.
But
they should have just hired her.
The thing is all Martin needed was a coyote and a sacrificial lamb in order to capture one of those guys. He didn't need this whole team. But even if he did need a whole team, they could have just hired a regular mercenary group to come in with him.
The other thing too is if you tell people
all of these specialized people for no reason.
They hired a YouTuber. I lost my shit. They hired a YouTuber
because he shot some zombies.
Because he shot some zombies in the head.
Yeah,
I was like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
And can we also talk about how Zack Snyder basically ripped off Aliens?
Okay, all right. Let's argue about the rip-off thing, because I think that's absolute nonsense. There is a fine line between rip-off and paying homage, and the only thing is whether or not you like the movie.
Lines.
Quentin Tarantino copies moments from movies that he likes all the time, and nobody says shit. His movies are all just copies of other movies that he likes.
Quentin Tarantino is untouchable. You shut the fuck up.
I'm saying if he does it, I'm not saying that Zack Snyder is Quentin Tarantino, but what I'm saying is
there's a difference between homage and tribute.
And do you know what it is? Because I honestly think it's solely based on whether or not you like the movie. If you like the movie, it's a tribute. If you hate the movie, it's a ripoff.
Here's the difference, though. Okay, so tributes are small nods that a movie will kind of do as a wink and a nod to an audience. Okay, but the problem with this is that if you look at the plot for Aliens, the actual storyline, beat for beat, this movie took elements from that and just copied them, made them their own, throughout the entire movie. And that's not the only, at the very beginning, they also did the same thing with American Werewolf in London, where shot for shot, same camera angles and everything, they copied the scene where basically they get mauled by the werewolf at the beginning of American Werewolf in London. Now, you could argue that is an homage, but the story structure of Aliens that is ingrained in this movie is so prevalent that it's basically, you could say he took the script for Aliens and just changed the name and the location.
Well, everything's already been done before.
In a lot of ways, yeah. You're right.
I don't see that as being a negative thing. If a director how old is Zack Snyder? Barely in his 50s, right? Somewhere around there. So he grew up with Alien and Aliens. So he obviously loved those movies. And when he becomes a director, he wants to pay homage and do that movie, but with his own personalized twist on it, make it a zombie thing. I don't see a problem with that. That doesn't bother me. And the same argument is done. I know everybody, I hate The Last Jedi. We all hate The Last Jedi. It's a terrible movie. We despise it. But people are like, oh, there's scenes in that movie that rip off Wizard of Oz. I'm like, so what, bro? Yeah, rip off another cool movie and make it your own. That's the whole point. Directors do it all the time. And the only thing that I can think of that is it's a ripoff versus it's a paying homage is whether or not you personally like the movie.
Influenced by, and there's paying tribute, and then there's
blatant copying.
Just copy and paste with different characters.
It's not a copy. There's no heist. There's no heist in Aliens.
You can go out there on videos that people have talked about this, and they can put the scenes side by side next to each other.
I watched Red Letter Media's thing.
It's the same shit.
It's
the same fucking thing.
People do that all the time.
No, they don't.
You could do the same thing with Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, you can.
Why are you talking about Quentin Tarantino?
Because that's the best example I can think of. Who's a person?
All right, name an example of a movie that Quentin Tarantino ripped off, shot for shot, in
dialogue for dialogue.
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, please don't fight.
No, it's fine.
I'm asking you to back up your premise.
I can find out. I know there's videos of people who say, "Hey, this shot from this movie." There's even a reporter that asked him in an interview one time, like, how you took these quotes and these movies and this shot from a different movie, and he's like, "Yeah, damn right, I did."
Doing it once during
like
the movie
the famous dance scene from Pulp Fiction that was taken from a movie from like the 40s or 50s, I think.
I mean, there's a difference from taking elements from other movies and incorporating them into your own story. Because I mean, I've done that in the Earthman Jacks thing where I do, nods to different pop culture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Tarantino is like, he doesn't take another movie's story and copy that story. He might take like Pai Mei, like a character from, like this obscure Hong Kong movie and incorporate him into like a film. But like, he doesn't steal the story and plot from a different movie and make it into a movie that he made. That's what Zack Snyder did here, and I think it's strictly because he's a terrible writer.
He just took Ocean's 11 and mixed it with Aliens.
Like he wrote this movie. He wrote this movie 10 years ago, and Warner Brothers was originally going to make this, and they wisely decided not to because it was a mess. But I mean, like, there's so many stupid things. Like, for instance, the daughter, okay, when she, like, her whole motivation into going into the zombie no-go zone in Vegas is to find this woman who had kids that went in there to try to get money from slot machines in order to have enough money to get out of the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
And so, like, her, this woman that went in there with, like, two of her friends, get captured by the smart zombies. And the implication here, and I had to do some reading about this because, it's not clear in the movie. The zombies kidnap these people and they turn the men into shamblers, and then they rape the women in order to try to get them pregnant so that they can,
See, none of that was implied.
Yeah. But I mean, like, in the movie, this woman and her two friends are being held captive in a hotel room by the Zombie King. And the Zombie King kind of comes in there and drags one of them away. And they're like, no, don't take her away. And you don't find out what happens to her. But it's implied that, like, he rapes them and he's trying to get a successor, like
more smart zombies.
Yeah, more like him.
Alphas. I think they called them alphas, right?
Yeah, more alpha zombies. And that's part of what the Queen Zombie was. She was the first one to get pregnant. And in impregnating her, he turned her into like one of those super alpha zombies. And so the entire time I'm watching this scene, the daughter eventually finds the hotel that they're being held captive in, walks down the hall, finds them in this room. It's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Let's get out of here. I'm like, why didn't they just leave? There's no one guarding them. There's no one keeping them in that room. The door's not even locked. Why were they there this entire time? Why didn't they sneak out?
They were tied up, weren't they?
You apparently can sneak through the hotels.
Yeah, they weren't because the zombies are just
sleeping.
I thought they were tied up, and also they left that one dude, the asshole guard from the quarantine zone. They turned him into a zombie, and he was the one that was like walking the floor.
But I mean, the daughter literally made her way through the entire hotel without any incident whatsoever to find these people and then lead them out. And if Dave,
because she was quiet, no one in this movie was being quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a huge plot hole, and also the fact that she went and did that when she knew that they were about to drop the bomb in like 12 minutes. And it was like, even if you found her and rescued her, you wouldn't be able to survive getting out of there in time. So like the whole ticking clock thing was stupid. Do you want to talk about the Chris D'Elia thing?
No, go ahead.
So did you guys know about this? So the comedian, comedian,
thank you for saying his name right for once.
The comedian Chris D'Elia was originally supposed to be the helicopter pilot in this movie. And when all the allegations about him kind of,
being a creep,
going after underage girls kind of came out, and I don't know if those are true or not.
Yeah.
But Zack Snyder basically decided to cut him out of the movie and replace him with Tig Notaro. And so Tig Notaro,
Oh yeah, she's such a great actress.
She's
I
so
thought she was
dry.
funny.
she basically did all of her scenes on a green screen by herself, and they digitally inserted her into this movie. And when I was first watching this film, like I always thought like her scenes looked kind of off, but like I didn't know about the backstory behind it. And now that I know, going back, I'm like, oh wow, like you can tell like she was just put in there.
Yeah,
you know?
I knew right away there was something off about every scene that she was in. I have to say that, like, given the circumstances under why it happened and what they had to do, and basically replacing an entire character out of the movie, it was a little distracting. There was obvious moments where I'm like, okay, so everything else is blurred out except for her to kind of like mesh her into the scene. Like, it's kind of stands out. It wasn't like perfectly well accomplished, but I think they did pretty good.
The blurring thing, that wasn't from the CGI. That was from Zack Snyder's terrible cinematography.
No, I'm talking about, there's two different blurring, because I know you're talking about the field of view thing where he plays with the cameras.
Well, he does this weird depth of field thing where basically like he used a soft focus and it just made everything look very strange. And I didn't understand.
It's just an artistic style.
I didn't like it.
But the thing
You didn't
is,
like it?
No, it took me out of it when they did it.
Yeah, like this was something that wasn't necessary. Like that would have worked better in like a comedy or a romance film or something like that. But for like a movie like this, it was strange. This is the only movie that Zack Snyder's been like his own cinematographer on. Like he had an actual cinematographer for all of his other movies, which is why they look gorgeous. But in this movie, because he's doing this weird thing with like digital cameras and like actual film lenses and, you know, all this weird depth of field and framing and stuff, like it looked so bad. Like the entire time I was watching it, I just kept getting taken out of the movie.
Oh, I completely disagree.
I'm so glad I didn't watch this movie with you.
I completely disagree. I think it was fine.
I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you.
It was just an artistic style. It didn't bother me.
I hate it when the two Matts agree.
I'm with you, Jude. No, it didn't bother me at all. There was one moment in particular that really stands out to me is when we get to see the zombie queen like crawl down off the truck and it's all blurry and then she comes into focus. I thought that was really cool.
I love the zombie queen.
Very interesting way of having it done. Instead of just having it plain like, okay, background's blurred, in focus for the character, just plain Jane stuff. Like he was playing around with the cameras a little bit. It doesn't bother me at all. I thought it was really cool. The only thing that it took,
it's an example of his.
If you say incompetence or something like that,
incompetence.
No,
it's just an example of his amateurish cinematography.
It's just a style. That's all it is. He just doesn't like Zack Snyder, so he's not going to like the things that he does.
Listen, Zack Snyder doesn't have a style.
Yes, he does.
Not really.
We just talked about how he has the opening montage slow motion style. That's his style.
This stuff with the fade ins and the focuses.
I said before that Zack Snyder is very pretentious and he's very self indulgent, and that's his biggest shortcoming as a director. I've always kind of defended him as a visualist, but this movie makes me begin to question that as well, because the visuals in this movie are not good, strictly because of like the soft focus, depth of field stuff that he has going on here.
I think that add a little spice to it.
I mean, it's okay if you like it, because that can be subjective, but it's just another example of how Zack Snyder is a very inconsistent filmmaker in my book. I can like some of his movies, I can like elements of all of his movies, but for the most part, like he does not have a good track record in making good movies. And, you know, part of that is just like he doesn't understand storytelling. He gives into way too much bloat in his
Can
movies.
we talk about the movie instead of your
I was just about to say that.
personal opinion about how he makes movies?
I don't want to talk about Zack Snyder for this entire thing. I want to talk about this movie.
All right, well, let's talk about the opening of this movie where you have the Four Horsemen.
Yes.
Convoy.
What a freaking name for a military convoy.
Yeah, really on the nose there, buddy. So like that entire scene.
They brought about the apocalypse?
Whoa!
What?
That entire scene where the zombie king basically comes out of his like little like shell thing.
When they have the wreck and the door just kind of fell open?
Yeah, it just fell open.
Exactly. Where this heavy like, you know, submarine style door just like falls open.
So how are we going to get the guy out in the desert to go to Vegas? Well, let's have a wreck.
Let's have a dude get a blowjob.
Let's just have a blowjob, and then they get in a wreck, and then the top security, top secret vault, the door's just gonna fall open after it falls off a truck.
Yeah, but if you look at that scene, so like it all takes place in the magic hour, which is like this time period where the sky's like this kind of light blue, like it's just catching the the sunset. And if you remember when we talked about Jupiter Ascending, where there was like a whole action scene where the Wachowskis spent like 6 months or 6 weeks or something like that filming at that magic hour, and they only have like 45 minutes to like do all their shots.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, Mila Kunis. Yeah. So Zack Snyder was determined. He's like, I want to do this at the magic hour, and so it took them 5 weeks to shoot that opening sequence. 5 weeks.
You're so salty. It's hilarious.
I am, because it's stupid.
Who cares?
So
He could take
It's
8
a
months.
zombie movie.
He could take 8
in
months to
Las
make a shot.
Vegas. I knew what I was getting when I watched this movie. I thought it was fun. I liked it.
You
God
get the-
help me, I liked
You
it.
get the King Salt crown for the day, dude.
You do.
I thought also when they're going to the vault and Tanaka told them,
there's like
stuff.
Indiana Jones freaking things
Yeah.
that are gonna happen.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing I've ever
Why
seen.
didn't he actually warn them? Like, if he wanted them to access the vault, why didn't he warn
Listen,
them
man,
about that stuff?
as a person who works behind the scenes in a casino,
Yeah.
the whole Indiana Jones traps bullshit.
There's no way.
There's no way.
That's not a thing.
Like, oh, they're gonna have a flamethrower and magic darts, and then maybe we'll have an acid bath, and
There's
what
this
about
big boulder that
the
comes
boulder
down.
come down?
Oh my God.
Maybe we should have the floor come out, and they'll fall into a pit of spikes
Missed opportunity,
with
Zach.
alligators in it.
Pitchers of Pell.
Dude, if
I'm
a
the same,
freaking
Bubba, pitchers of Pell.
if a boulder came down and they had to run away from
It was
That would have been
that would have
awesome.
made amazing.
it's such a fucking Scooby Doo
All right.
moment thing. Dude. It
Since-
was just ridiculous.
It was absolutely ridiculous, but I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. I know
it took
we all
me out.
watched the Red Letter Media thing. They talked about how when obviously, I mean, it was very
We're
predictable.
not doing
I
a
will
Red
say,
Letter Media review. Here.
no, I know. I'm just saying. I'm going to comment on a section of the movie that they talked about. They were talking about the moment where obviously the bad guy, the backstabber, is going to get his comeuppance, and he gets eaten by the tiger. And they were kind of like, well, in the Aliens movie, which he obviously is referencing or ripping off, whatever you want to say, it was like a three-minute thing where the bad guy gets it, and then boom, we're done and we're moving on. And they were like, well, this one, it took like 11 minutes. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, give me 11 minutes
loved it.
of a zombie tiger mauling this dude to death.
I
That's what I
legit
want.
had these thoughts running through my head like, oh my God, if this tiger doesn't kill him, does he become a zombie or does he become a werewolf zombie because like the tiger? Oh my God, this is a whole new species of zombie. Then I was like, oh shit, he's dead.
I was so excited to watch that zombie tiger just maul the hell out of that dude.
I was into it.
You guys want to hear something funny about that zombie tiger?
No.
Your version of funny is a little different.
I know where he's going.
So in order to get the animation for the tigers, the CGI artists had to study actual tigers, and they basically recruited Carol Baskins to let them go to her cat sanctuary and study the animals down there. So that bitch had a role to play in this movie.
that bitch Carol Baskin.
God damn.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him.
Right.
Every part of my body just blew up.
That's an extra half a star right there.
You know what? Fuck it. I need a drink.
Is
Give me
Carol
a drink.
Baskin in the credits?
Give me that. No, I want the phrase.
The phrase.
Yeah.
Frey Ranch?
Yeah.
Frey Ranch, everybody.
But yeah,
That's amazing.
I thought that was kind of funny.
No, that was my
Look,
favorite
man,
part of the movie.
I'm not gonna argue with Kadish on the story. Yes, it's a lot going on. It's a
dude,
mess.
it's a mess.
There's some things that don't make sense. I went into this going, Zack Snyder. It's going to be visually very interesting and different. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's based in Vegas. We got zombies. I want to see zombies blow up. I want to see Dave Bautista be a badass. That's what I got. I was entertained from start to finish.
I felt like he was trying to do too much.
He might have been.
I felt like he was trying to okay, well, I'm Zack Snyder and I'm going to try to do everything bigger and better. And I'm just going to take all these zombies that are from all these other zombie movies that have reasons for the way they are and just kind of put them in my movie for no reason at all whatsoever. We're going to have Shamblers. We're going to have 28 Days Later zombies. We're going to have smart zombies and dumb zombies and ant zombies. And it's just pick a fucking genre and let's go. The pregnant zombie thing.
I think
when he held that little thing up, I was done.
the baby
I'm
he had
out. I'm out.
The zombie fetus.
when he ripped off Lion King.
Zombie fetus. I'm over. I'm done. It's just Because the movie jumped the shark at that point, and I was.
It kind of did. It jumped the shark.
I fucking love that zombie baby.
I mean, the whole zombie baby subplot didn't go anywhere.
Nowhere.
Like there was no reason for it.
You're right. In this movie, it's a kind of a dead plot, but I think what obviously they're trying to do is they're trying to set up some kind of a weird franchise here.
For sure.
And honestly, I didn't mind the different version of zombies. That was kind of cool. Like, okay, you've got your fast, intelligent zombies. You've got your basic, everyday zombie movie zombies. You have a few different versions, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. I was like, okay, cool. So it's not like a one note, we know how to fight these things, like the 19 seasons of The Walking Dead, which is just by now zombies are nothing.
Well, The Walking Dead's not about zombies.
It's about people are the real villains.
That's right.
Well, people are kind of the villains in this movie too.
That's correct.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it just goes to show you that they use the killing of the pregnant zombie as the motivation for the zombies to attack the team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you could have cut that entire thing out, maybe cut like 15 minutes worth of movie out with that subplot.
Oh yeah, 15,
and just have the zombies go after them because they're zombies.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain why the zombies would want to take these guys down.
I did like the whole like sacrificial lamb thing, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like we need to give them a sacrifice, and then they'll leave. I was like, oh shit, that's different.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like that stuff too.
Well, they had to do something with the asshole guard. We knew he was going to get it.
Oh yeah,
For
he
sure.
was gonna get it.
I knew he was coming back.
Yeah. Like I said, the movie was predictable in that aspect where yes, there's a ton going on, but each one of those plots was kind of like you kind of already knew what was going to happen.
But I mean, even like their plan to recover this money, they're like, oh, there's a rescue helicopter on top of this building that's been out there in the elements in a zombie infested, hotel for months or years or like however long it's been. It's like you can use that to fly out of there. It's like, wait, how do you even know that's going to work?
I do want to talk about the fact that you can't fly into Vegas, but you can
Can
fly out.
That doesn't make any
We've
sense at
already
all.
established these zombies are smart. You're just going to let any old zombie fly out of there? What?
Yeah, that doesn't make any
That
sense.
was crazy.
And the worst part is, so like, there's this actor, Omari Hardwick. He was in this show called Power on Stars, which I really liked. He plays Vanderho. He's the black guy with like
Is he the guy with the blade
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Oh, they
Saw?
never used. Oh, they never used it.
Oh, I thought it was really
Set
funny
up, no payoff.
when they
Typical
gave
Zack
it
Snyder.
when they gave it to the raper guy, and he was like, "Hell yeah, I got this." Then he comes up and he's like, "Don't fucking touch my saw." I liked it.
But Omari Hardwick, so like his character, he kind of bonds with the safecracker Dieter, and at a certain point, Omari's getting his ass handed to him by the King Zombie, and Dieter saves him by locking him in the vault. All right. So
I love Dieter.
Yeah. So
Dieter was awesome.
At the end of the movie, the government drops a low yield nuclear bomb on Vegas, completely wipes it out. Somehow, Omari survives, gets out of this vault that he was locked into. How? I don't know. But he gets out and he comes into the ruins of Vegas, where he should have died from radiation poisoning within like 5 minutes.
Immediately.
He has no idea he has a bite because it was covered by a scarf.
Yeah. And so like he walks out of this nuclear waste of Las Vegas, finds a car, drives out with bags of money, gets a private jet, and then finds out that he's turning into a zombie.
And then he's going to Mexico City.
Mexico City
Boom.
is
Sequel.
screwed.
Yeah, but the whole thing about like
Ooh, that's a good sequel.
I'm
Mexico
telling you.
City.
Yeah,
zombies.
that's what they're
Heck
doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see that too. Baby, you're coming with me.
but the whole thing about like him coming out just after a nuclear bomb has dropped and not dying immediately.
Sure.
Like I was like, who is writing this movie?
Yeah, it was not good.
It wasn't. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's immediately. I mean, there's people like if you want to look at actual nuclear disaster, Chernobyl. Those guys the firefighters that went in there, they survived for quite a while before they died of
their skin melted off though.
Eventually.
I mean, the thing is like his body would have absorbed so much radiation. Like the guys who were actually at the nuclear reactor in Chernobyl, they died within hours. So like,
again,
it was very unrealistic.
There's still fire, but we don't know exactly how long it's been since the bomb went off. And honestly, if you're going to survive a low yield nuclear bomb,
Listen.
it's going to be in the vault of a casino.
If I'm already on board with undead babies,
How
a
dare
little
they?
radiation is not a deal breaker for me.
Also, the daughter whose entire motivation was to go in and save that woman that was the mother.
Failed.
Yeah, so like when the helicopter crashes,
everybody died.
we don't find out what happened to that mother. Like
No,
we
I had to
assume she
rewind it a
died.
couple of times.
Yeah, we assume she
I
died.
was like, where the hell is Gita?
And so that negated her entire reason for going. Like if she had at least, spoiler, she had to kill her own father, but if she at least saved this mother to reunite her with her kids, then that would have been like a good closing to her arc.
She is
But
now
we
the
never
mother
got
of
that.
those children.
Yeah, I guess.
I just noticed because we're watching it over here
Yeah.
that the Hispanic lady's got the same red bandana. on
Yeah.
that the
chick
one
from Aliens.
Aliens has on.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
See, now
Whatever.
if they had left it at that, that would have been a nice little homage.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Somebody, was it her or somebody else who sacrificed themselves by blowing them out?
It was the YouTuber.
The YouTuber guy.
The YouTuber
yeah.
guy.
I mean, yeah, there's tons of little nods and there's elements
Those
of the
aren't
show.
nods, man. Those are parts of the plot.
Quit trying to ruin this movie for me. I liked it.
I don't care. I had fun.
I thought it was fun.
Is it perfect? No. Is it good?
I mean,
maybe if me and some other Snyder fans.
Oh no, I don't think it's good. I think it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
But that's
It's
the problem with
badass.
that's the problem with every Zack Snyder movie is that there are elements to it that are fun, and his fans overlook all the bad.
I'm
just
not
off
overlooking
the
it.
little fun.
I'm not
stuff.
overlooking it at all. I'm
That's
not.
true love, baby.
You are making excuses for a lot of the bad
I'm
writing.
all
in this
the only
movie.
thing I'm defending. No. I never said this was well written. I said it was fun. I enjoyed it. There's elements of it that I really enjoy. What I defended was his right to take elements from other movies that he likes and put them in his own movie.
Ain't no law against
with
it.
his own twist on it. I will defend that all day long. When there's a movie that's like a straight up rip off, point it out to me. I'll watch it and I'll let you know what I think. But honestly, I don't have a problem when directors do that.
I didn't notice any of that until I watched the other review that the Red Letter Media did. And then now I see it. And also, I don't care. I think it's hilarious. And maybe I'm a weirdo because I think that things that are terrible and bad and badly written, I think that there is fun to them. So it doesn't bother me. Do I recognize it? Sure. Do I think that, did I already think that this was badly written? Uh-huh. But I loved it. It was super fun. I'll watch it again. I'll watch the sequel.
I wouldn't mind watching it again. And I will definitely watch the sequel.
You want to come over tonight and watch it?
Sure.
Do you want to watch Kung Fu?
Yeah. Channel 37?
Uh-huh.
Totally. All right. Let's talk about the characters real quick. Do you guys have a favorite character? Is there a character in this movie that you're like, oh, you know what? I really like him.
I love Dieter.
Despite all the faults.
He got all them muscles and he screams like a girl. I fucking love him.
Dieter was funny.
I love him.
I thought he was cool.
Kate is just so pissed
I know
right
he's
now.
scrolling through his list of characters.
I have refused to talk to him about this for the 2 weeks since we've watched
hates
it.
Snyder so
I don't
much.
think he realized that I liked it. I think he thought that I was on his side, and now he realizes he must destroy me.
We have to break up.
It's like engagement off.
How dare you like a Snyder movie? I love how much you hate Zack Snyder. It's freaking hilarious.
Did you guys see who we liked?
Yeah, who'd you like in this movie?
I like Dave Bautista in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thought he did well?
I thought he did well. I thought it was nice to see him in a lead role. It was nice to see him actually act. The dude can act.
Yeah.
I bought some of his scenes. You know, he got emotional. You know, it was nice. It was nice to see him doing something other than being covered in makeup and
Doing Drax the Destroyer.
Drax the Destroyer or something like that. You know,
He turned down Roland Suicide Squad 2 to be in this movie.
Oh, that's
Good.
fine,
Good choice.
because he's the main character here. And
I
then
would
he'd just
like
be
to
another part of the
see
ensemble.
a Dave Bautista, Frank Grillo team up in a movie.
Yep.
I'm putting it out there.
Yep.
Make it happen.
I've been watching Batista for a long time, since back when he was in a wrestler.
Did you see
He's a
that
wrestler,
family-friendly movie that he did? Was it
My
I
Spy?
Spy or something like that?
My Spy.
My
I
Spy?
did not.
It was actually really good. Really heartfelt, really funny. He's got
cry?
great comedic chops.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
Did you see Stuber?
No, I didn't see
What's
Stuber.
that?
What is that?
That's Dave Bautista. I guess he's like a hitman or something like that. He takes an Uber to his.
That sounds awesome. Okay.
Oh yeah, I have heard about that. I have not seen it yet. But I thought he was good in this movie.
Mhm.
It was, like I said, it was cool to see him, expand his acting abilities a little bit. Not a lot, Not a lot.
Well, he's the
but a little bit.
strong, alpha,
Yeah.
stoic, muscular dude.
Yeah.
He plays it well. Jude, Dieter,
Dieter,
that's your favorite character?
100%.
How come?
Because he's hilarious. He's so funny. He's got that cute curly hair. He's got all those muscles, and he screams, and he's just like, everybody needs to be silent. Nobody's fucking silent. And he's smart. He's cracking a safe.
Yeah.
I like him.
I like that
He
part.
sacrifices himself. He's a fucking hero.
Yeah, I like
Sorry,
how
I'm doing a lot of F-bombs.
I like how he can put his ear up to like a 3-foot
Steel door.
thick vault door
And hear it click.
hear the tumblers clicking.
I'm on board.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
There was
Listen, I've already believed a lot of shit that you told me up until that point. One more thing is not going to break me.
So where do they get not Katie Sackhoff from?
I don't know. The coyote?
Yeah, because she really is not Katie Sackhoff.
For
She's-
sure. I thought she was Katie Sackhoff
Yeah.
when I
She's
saw
the
the trailer.
discount Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah. So
I didn't mind
I
her.
wouldn't
I
say
th-
discount.
She's
I
the-
mean,
she's the French
she
Katie
has
Sackhoff.
she has worth.
Well, of course. Kadish, did you have any character in here that you thought was redeeming, elements that you like? You talked a lot about the things that you hated. Is there anything that you actually liked about this movie?
Not really, but I mean, like anytime Hiroyuki Sanada is in a movie, like he instantly elevates it because
There you
I
go.
just love him.
Favorite
See,
character is the CEO of the casino.
It's the actor, but
Okay.
actually Omari Hardwick, Vanderho, the black guy.
Mhm.
I was a big fan of his show Power on Starz, and I thought that he was a real standout in this too. So, it's just like the actors in this movie were. I loved them all. Tig Notaro I thought was very funny.
Mhm.
I like zombie movies, but like this movie is just a hodgepodge of ideas that don't go together and are executed poorly. And so I didn't like this.
I feel like Kadish should not be allowed to watch movies without me from now on because I make movie watching fun. And if you want to do a live watch with me, hit me up. Because I'm a hoot.
I mean, you guys know me. I like visual, big, blow my movies. I have a lot of issues with this movie. I feel
I'm
like
really surprised.
I feel like I'm like really more on the same page with Matt.
That's crazy to me. I thought
I don't
for
like
sure.
it when you two agree.
Because there's so much in this thing that it just gets convoluted.
You
It
guys
jumps the
just
shark.
created another layer to the multiverse. I'm not having it.
I know.
All right. You guys want to give it a rating and then sign off, Vader?
I give it I'd give it like a 2.5.
2.5. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not great.
Wow.
It's not
All right.
awful, but it's not great.
Jude?
Okay, I'm putting this in the realm of post-COVID zombie movies. So 2020 and beyond zombie movies. It's a 4 out of 5. This is a great flick. It was fucking badass.
It's
4
it
out
was
of
cool
5.
as hell. Did it make sense? No. Do you care? Nah.
Okay.
I,
Is this a 1-star crap fest, Kadish?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
No redeeming value to this movie.
Damn.
Kadish and I are going to fist fight after the show.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
just from a story logic perspective, nothing in this movie makes any sense.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Okay.
What about you, Alex?
I'm going to go right down the middle. It's got its faults, but I was entertained from start to finish. It's 3 out of 5 for me.
Nice.
Straight down the, well, I guess 2.5
That's not down the
would be
middle.
straight down the middle. Yeah.
That's what I did.
Did you?
I went 2.5.
I thought you said it was trash.
I said visually it's fine.
Okay.
Otherwise it's not.
Okay.
So middle 2.5.
I'll go 1 notch above you then. Because what was the
So
reason I
three.
gave it extra stars for there was something that happened?
I don't know. You liked how they made it an aliens movie or something.
Yeah. You liked how he ripped off.
No, that's not it.
Don't you tell him what he liked.
Something else about it.
Probably Tig Notaro.
There was an Carol Baskin. Carol Baskin.
Carol
Half
Baskin.
a star.
That
half a star.
bitch.
That bitch.
I love that bitch.
So 3 for me. So yeah, the half a star is because Carol Baskin had something to do with this movie. Nonsense. Hey guys, the points are made up and the rules don't matter.
That's
All
right.
right, signing off, Vader. Where can they find you?
You can find me at MattVader74 on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram.
Right on. Jude?
Just come over.
I am Jude.
I am Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Right on. Matt the Kadish.
You can send all your hate tweets at Matthew Kadish, Kadish, and check out my Amazon page at kadishbooks.com.
Yeah,
Right
don't
on.
come for the rest of it. Don't come for Alex or I.
Yeah,
because we
also,
liked
don't
it.
come over.
If you're a Snyder fan, just get the fuck out of here.
Nah, man, come over. It'll be fun. I'll make popcorn. I'll make Kadish make popcorn.
All right, guys. I'm the host, Salty Nerd. You can catch me on Twitter at Salty_Nerd. And as always, stay salty, my friends.